Lacking sweetness in life? Have blood sugar problems? Back pain? Worry? Well, maybe you've got weakness in the spleen or pancreas channel. In this video, we're going to go over how to strengthen those organs so we have better blood sugar regulation, better energy, immune function, posture, and confidence in the future. Stick around. The spleen and pancreas. These guys share real estate on the left side of our abdominal cavity, and they share energetic patterns through different reflexes in the system as well. And they share emotional components. So the spleen is an immune-based organ, so it helps produce white blood cells and lymphocytes for us. It also filters our blood and stores extra blood. Right next door to that, our pancreas, part of the digestive tract, and helps regulate blood sugar. So our pancreas produces enzymes that help us break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And it also produces insulin and glucagon, so it helps blood sugar regulation and using blood sugar as fuel. So when that's working well, then we're converting all of our food into energy for us. When our spleen's working well, we have a great immune system and healthy blood. How do they get weak in the first place? Well, diet, emotions, posture, of course, communication from the nervous system and other endocrine organs. These things can create weakness in that area. And if we're not paying attention, we'll have diabetes, hypoglycemia, immune issues, get infections pretty commonly. So let's work on this stuff. Some emotions having to do with the spleen and pancreas are worry, anxiety, overthinking it, pensiveness is what traditionally would be called, lack of confidence, feeling not in harmony with something, or confidence, faith in the future. So knowing that everything's going to work out like it's supposed to and not having to be so attached to that outcome. These emotions will really put us into that anxiety state, which travels our mind into the future and makes up stories that's not even the truth. That's not being present. When we're present, we're not focused in the future like something's wrong going to happen or that we have to do something to make sure the future happens properly. We're present and confident in now, and we know the future is going to work out. We have all types of ways that we can help with those emotions. Some of these reflexes for the spleen channel and the related muscles help us process those feelings in the body. So let's try that. The meridian, here's how we can process emotions, strengthen the energetics to the related organs and muscles. We can work with the meridian. The spleen channel actually starts, you see right here, on the inside nail bed of the big toe, comes up inside the leg, up to the armpit, and back down to the rib cage, like so. So we would actually start by swiping it at the big toe, coming up inside the leg, up to the armpit, and end right here. You can choose to swipe it like that. We can tap the end of the meridian. Actually, this spleen 21 button right here is a very powerful end point where we can actually hug ourselves and touch and rub those points or tap those points to get energy focused into the meridian, helping chi move through that and process anything that's not processed. Another thing we could do is actually help lymphatic movement, since that spleen is a lymphatic organ helping us make lymphocytes. Why not help it as well? If we want to help the lymphatic movement of the body, there are concentrated areas that we would work with specifically for the spleen and pancreas would be in the location of that organ itself. So on the left side of the rib cage in the front, between the 7th and 8th rib, we grab that little button, get your fingertips right between there, and rub any tender area. There's some points in the back too, if you can reach them. You can see that. So stimulate that for about 15, 30 seconds. Get the lymph to move and help the pancreas and the spleen strengthen. Muscles. So remember, emotions relate to muscles, and your posture is speaking volumes to everyone. Remember, communication is 7% words, 38% tone, 55% physiology. I literally had a client today and we went over these similar muscles for some neck issues. The middle and lower trapezius. So these guys help bring our shoulders back and down, which naturally will bring our neck back and take pressure off the upper trapezius because it's an opposing muscle. So the lower and middle trapezius, latissimus dorsi, that big back muscle here that's low back all the way up to the shoulder, so it helps with shoulder neck issues and back issues. We also have the tricep and the opponent's pollicis, so grip strength as well. So we can hold on or we can let go. And when we stand with good healthy posture with these back muscles being strong, of course that looks like a confident posture, doesn't it? See, you're speaking to other people around you, you're also speaking to yourself. If you can stand with that posture, normally the emotions will follow suit. If the emotions are the dominant ones we want, the muscles function in that same way. When you feel confident, you tend to stand in that way. And vice versa, when we strengthen the muscles, we help process those emotions behind the scene too. So work on those muscles, exercise them. We kind of live in this forward flexion world where everything we're doing is in front of us. If we don't strengthen that posterior chain, how will we have enough strength to actually propel ourselves to move forward in life? And when you can move forward confidently, where's the worry and the anxiety? Gone now, right? Nutrients to think about. This one kind of hits close to home for me. I've got some bloating issues for my whole life. My father passed away from pancreatic cancer, so I'm always looking at the pancreas and gallbladder and stomach stuff. We need to choose healthy foods that support and honor that organ so that area can be healthy. Not just through these reflex systems and strengthen the muscle and the chi and the lymph, that is strengthen the organ, but we need to make a conscious effort to choose healthy, whole foods that are easy to digest. If they're not, grab yourself a digestive enzyme and give your pancreas a little love and help it along with those digestive enzymes. Fasting is another thing to consider. If you are eating daily 3 meals a day, which is standard, you're not really giving your digestive tract, your enzymes and pancreas a chance to relax and recoup. So fasting, intermittent fasting is pretty healthy for that as well. Plus, that gives your body enough time to go after some old cells and get rid of that stuff and clean out the garbage stuff, right? So fasting, avoiding cold, raw foods, too much of that is hard on the digestive tract as well. Remember, anything that's cold, your body has to bring it to body temperature before it can move forward. So more room temp stuff or warm food will be appropriate. And cooking food is actually kind of essential many times because it breaks down some of those anti-nutrients, which makes it easier to digest. So avoid some raw and uncooked food or cold foods if you can't tolerate it. Also, sugar. If you're eating sugar every single day or drinking sodas every single day, you're recruiting more and more insulin out of your pancreas. You're commanding that organ to continually make one of those hormones, and eventually that starts to run dry. You become insulin resistant. That's diabetes, and we don't want to go there because that's reversible, but it takes some work. So let's head it off before it even happens and love our pancreas and our spleen. Eat healthy foods that support that stuff. So in conclusion, love your spleen and pancreas and take care of your body and your mind. Remember, that's the only place that you have to live. Have some faith in the future, stand confidently, and now exercise those muscles so you can have a strong posture and easily be able to propel yourself forward when you need to. Watch out for that diet. Fried and raw or sugary foods are a little trying on the pancreas. Maybe some fasting, that'll be good for you as well. Use those reflexes and swipe that spleen meridian daily. Keep these guys strong and keep your energy up. We'll see you in the next video.